this Town of Adams Board of Selectmen's meeting to order, Wednesday, October 1st, 2025. This meeting is being recorded. Is there anyone in the audience who is going to film part or all of this meeting? Is okay to do? Just inform the chair, and that Berkshire's is here. Okay, and that's it. Next on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. Could everyone please stand and join the board in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next, we have two sets of minutes. What is the board's pleasure?
I'll make a motion to waive the reading of the minutes for September 8th, 2025, and to approve as presented.
Motion by Ann, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Christine. Any discussion?
I have some discussion on the September 8th minutes here. In the last paragraph, on the first page, the sentence, I would like it amended to reflect something slightly different. So I would like it to state, Chairman Duval stated in an emergency situation that he appointed Sergeant Donna Malloy as acting police chief pending board ratification due to her length of service with the town.
Any further discussion? Okay, so we need to
I can write
write it
that.
up.
Yep.
So that would be an amendment. So you want to make a motion to amend the meeting minutes, Jay?
I will make a motion to amend the meeting minutes.
Of September 8th. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Christine. Any discussion on the amendment that Jay proposed? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None, unanimous. Now back to Ann's motion for September 8th.
I'll make a motion
Oh,
to,
we got the motion on the floor still.
Oh.
Any further final discussion on September 8th's total minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None, unanimous decision. We did.
I did.
Yep, Christine was the second on that. All right, we're good with that, okay. September 17th.
I'll make a motion to waive the readings of the minutes of September 17th, 2025, and to approve as presented.
Motion by Ann, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Jay, discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, any abstentions?
One abstention.
Okay. Next, we have public comment. Anyone in the audience who would like to address the board, please come up to the podium, state your name and address, please, for the record. Everybody's good. All right, moving along. We have a public hearing at 7:10. I'm sorry, 6:10. I'm going back in the old days. We have about 6:03 according to my phone, so we'll move on. How long, Seth, how long is your presentation? Where's Seth?
It's short. I was told to keep it brief. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to connect to the projector, so.
Okay.
I'm just going to sneak over it. I just inquired. There's instructions in there, and it's Windows and K when you load it up.
We can get it working on the projector, I think.
Is it about 6 minutes?
I would say that was what Donna told me, to try and keep it about 5 minutes.
Okay, so while you're working on that, Holly can introduce you.
Seth Jenkins is a senior planner with Berkshire Regional Planning Commission, BRPC. The town has hired BRPC to update the Adams Open Space and Recreation Plan, consistent with state requirements. Seth is here tonight to give us a brief overview of the process and the importance of the plan update.
Okay. Windows K. Okay. Fingers crossed.
Should I send it down?
The amendment.
Thank you.
Thanks for writing.
You're welcome. They got long.
So, should be switching over, I would think.
She can read it anyway.
So this is the
Oh, sorry, that's your agenda.
non-Zoom use, swipe left on the touch screen.
Okay.
HDMI is connected, select device mode. Let's say device mode. Oh, that's maybe helpful. Oh, try it again.
Okay. Let's wait back.
It says you have exited. I don't want to exit from one.
You might have to exit Zoom. I mean, or I can join the Zoom meeting. Then I might need to wait.
Oh,
HDMI, yeah, okay. So, is there a controller? Can you hit
The old projector,
yes?
the big reels.
There you go.
you're in it, right?
It should if it exits, I would think. It's HDMI.
You have to exit this?
Well, it's not showing my monitor. I would assume so.
Well, this is really, hold on.
There's something that says input on the remote.
Yeah, at the top, there's your different HDMIs. I mean, we can try HDMI 1. We tried that before, but I think this Zoom feature
Yeah.
is through the HDMI. So somehow we have to disengage that.
Okay, if we move on, I need you guys to just work together quietly. But I think the time is it's only 3 minutes until the public hearing, so it's just getting less. All right,
We'll just hold off.
there's not a lot of things, there's most of these items on the agenda we want to have a good discussion on. We can move to new business I, which is set Halloween hours. This is the controversial setting of which we do the same every year. Set Halloween hours, October 31st from 5:30 to 7:30. What is the board's pleasure?
I'll make a motion, we set the Halloween hours on October 31st, 2025, from 5:30 PM to 7:30 PM.
Motion by Ann, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Christine, any discussion?
The only question, is this the normal hours that we have done in the past? I believe so, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good, that's it.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, none, unanimous decision. I've got 2 minutes.
Liquor license?
Under item 9, licensing, we have a one-day liquor license application for Hot Plate Company to serve malt at the Greylock Glen Outdoor Center, Gould Road, Adams, on Sunday, October 4th, from 12 to 5 p.m.
I'll make a motion, we approve a one-day liquor license application for Hot Plate Company to serve malt at the Greylock Glen Outdoor Center, Gould Road, Adams, Mass. On Saturday, October 4th, 2025, from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Motion by Ann, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Christine, any discussion?
I'd just like a little bit of information on this one, what the event is. It's in a municipal building.
Yes, Dan, if I come up, please, to the podium so people at home can hear your response, if you have that.
Can you just ask a question again?
Yeah, just, can you tell me a little bit about the event that's going on there, since at a
Sure.
municipal building?
It's
Yeah.
a Thunderbolt Ski Runners fundraiser. It's a 50K bike ride, so it's not a race, it's just a ride.
Mhm.
Not sure how many people they have registered for it, but it's a good number from what I understand. They'll be there Saturday at 7 a.m. I believe the race starts at 9 a.m. And the alcohol in question is for the post-race party. I don't know if they use the word party, but post-race event, which begins at noon, I think was the timing, noon to 2 or 3.
Okay.
And that's at the end of the trails by the Glen Center, but outside.
Outside, okay.
Yep. I think the only thing they're using the building for is the bathroom, to my
Okay.
knowledge. Cool.
They've typically used typically used Bright Ideas Brewing for the same event on an annual basis.
And this is a different one, right? It's a different brewery?
Yes,
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
this one's on Pittsfield.
Yeah, I was just wondering, is this mountain bike run or is it roads?
Mountain bike
Yeah,
trails.
'cause I saw that, that going into the parking lot, yeah.
Yep, they've been up there all week working on the trails.
How long did you say it was?
50K, so it's like
Okay.
30.1 miles or something like that, I think.
Yeah, where they get a lap around?
I don't know the exact route. It's on their website.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've
okay.
looked at it, but it goes
Because
up.
there's not that many miles on the Greylock.
No. Most of it's in the mountains and the woods.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
All right, we have discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, none, unanimous. Thank you, Dan Doyle, Executive Director of the Greylock Glen. Okay, it is 6:10. Moving back up the agenda to where we were. Item 5, the public hearing. We need a motion to go into public hearing for the 2025 tax rate classification hearing.
I'll make a motion to go into public hearing for the 2025 tax rate classification hearing.
Motion by Ann, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Jay. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, none, unanimous. Do you have anything to start with?
I do not. I'm going
Okay.
to turn it right over to our assessor.
Good evening. In accordance with Chapter 369 of the Acts of 1982, a public hearing must be held before a determination is made on whether the town will have a classified tax structure. This hearing is required before the tax rate can be approved by the Commissioner of Revenue. This law also removed the assessors from the decision-making process. However, we are available to furnish you with the data to help you determine if there should be a single tax rate or different tax rates under the tax classification law, Chapter 797 of the Acts of 1979. The packet that was provided to you has all the information needed to help you make an informed decision. I will review this information with you and answer any questions that you may have. To begin with, for fiscal year '26, the total levy amount, as provided by Town Accountant Ashley Sadko, is $15,090,273. This represents the total amount of revenue that needs to be raised through taxes for the fiscal year. This is an increase of $478,218 over fiscal year '25. Fiscal year '26 total value for real, commercial, industrial, and personal property is $912,240,929. This is an increase over $100,656,589. Fiscal year '26 total new growth for real, commercial, industrial, and personal property is $10,216,207, and that is an increase of $5,494,311 over fiscal year '25. Just to let you know, the three-year average new growth for the town of Adams is $8,660,544. So we are a little ahead of that this year for our new growth. So if we take the levy amount and divide it by the value, the state gives us a single tax rate of $16.54 per thousand. Fiscal year 2025, the single tax rate was $18. Of that $16.54 single tax rate, $1.02 is due to the debt exclusion for the Hoosick Valley High School, middle school and high school apparently, right? So as we go through the discussion of the shift options, please be advised that not all properties will change at the same rate. Depends on what type of property it is. And any decision made tonight by the board needs to be approved by the Department of Revenue, and tax rate amounts may vary slightly due to rounding. So if you go to this sheet here, what I did here is I highlighted 30% shift increase only because that's what we have done, that's what we did last year and the year before. So if we take the 2026 average single-family home, which is currently $265,000, and you decide on a 30% shift, that single rate will be $15.63, which will be an increase to that single-family home of $76.56. That's the average family home. In fiscal year '25, that increase for that same home was $241.67. On the commercial side, we use a single commercial property as we do not have an average for the commercial, industrial, and personal property. And if we use, that value this year is $940,000. If you go with the 30%, that would give the tax rate of $21.50. That business, their tax bill will increase by $124.22. Last year, they had a decrease of $507.94. I did give you all the options from 10% to 50%. Yes?
Can I ask a clarifying question? So when you say it's an increase to the tax bill, is it for the year or is it per bill?
For the year.
Okay, so it's an annual increase. Thank you.
That's all I have to say. So I will take any questions.
Thank you. Questions over to the board?
One more thing. Paula, would you mind, you went over the, what the 2026 average single house value is. But you might want to state how much of an increase that is over last year, because it is.
So last year, that same average single family house was $239,000. So values are going up across the board about 10%.
So the tax
across
rate's
the
going
board.
down, but the
Right,
valuation.
the values go up, the tax rate goes down.
So I see we have a history here. I'll jump in, sorry, through the chair. The tax rate history you gave us all the way dating back to the 90s, so that's a lot of information there, so thank you for that.
Sorry.
No, it's good, but it seems that the shift has kind of consistently changed over the years, but it's been pretty consistent. The last 3 years was a 30% shift. And that got us to where we are now. So if we do change that, that will actually change the numbers quite considerably. Personal opinion, it seems like at that 30%, it's a happy medium between the residential and the commercial. Both slightly going up, but not to the extent it could be if we just kept the single rate
Correct.
through across the board. So I guess my other question for the commercial, because obviously we kept a single tax rate that would go considerably down. How does our tax rate commercially compare to other neighboring communities? I think we all know
I
where
have
our
that.
tax
I
rate
have
is
that.
compared to others. We hear it all the time, but
So I have the information for 2025, fiscal year 2025. North Adams and Pittsfield are both quarterly billing.
okay,
So they do not have their tax rate set as of yet.
okay.
So I will give you fiscal year '25. For Adams, our commercial rate last year was $23.41 per thousand. Pittsfield was $37.96.
Okay.
And North Adams was $35.21 for the commercial.
Okay. So it's not a bad deal coming to Adams.
Agree.
All right, that's positive. I think that's all I have for right now. Sorry.
I have a hand up in the audience.
Could you go over the increase in, what was it, in growth? Seems to be, it's higher this year than last, so if you just break that down for us?
Last year, we didn't have a very good year with new growth. So if we look at, I think I did break it down as far as residential. Residential, we had a couple of new homes, and we had a couple of homes that were finished, which were very helpful. We had no commercial or industrial new growth this year. Some years it just happens. Our personal property is where a lot of the new growth came from, and that comes from mainly our utilities. So Massachusetts Electric has $2.1 million in new growth. New England Power Company has $1.8 million in new growth. And Berkshire Gas has $1 million in new growth. So that adds up quickly, thankfully, for us. That's where a lot of our new growth is coming from.
Okay. Any further questions right now for the assessor, or we can go to the audience and come back to the board? Joe?
I'll wait to hear from the people in the audience, and
Okay.
then I'll ask a few questions.
Sure. Anyone from the audience who would like to ask a question, please come up to the podium, state your name and address.
I'm just gonna grab my mouse, I'm sorry. I left it here, and I will give you this paper back.
All right.
Scared me there for a minute.
Okay, I guess, Joe?
Paula, once again, I've asked this before, especially for the industries. Now, how are they taxed? I mean, the things within there are taxed out for like the machinery and all of
Correct.
that. So who does that? Who has the ability to go there and look at machinery and the contents of an industrial building to format how much they're paying for that?
Right. So there are certain guidelines for that. If you're a corporation, there's certain machines that can't be taxed. A lot of them have accountants that send in their form of lists. We do review it. Every 5 years, the personal property, which are those machines, are supposed to be certified. They're supposed to be looked at in a whole. Next year, I actually got a proposal from Bishop and Associates to do each and every personal property account. So he will take the FOL that we receive from the company, he will go to that company, and he will verify, yes, they have this, no, they don't. Yes, this is taxable, no, this is not. So the state requires that that be done every 5 years.
Yeah, because, you take something like specialty minerals, I mean, they have so much machinery there, and, it's always been my thought that I like what I heard about people going in there, because, let's face it, I would do it too if I was industry, trying to shortcut what I have
Correct.
and, what I'm paying for it. It's only a tactic that I would believe that they would use. And when you said the growth of utilities was helping us, it's certainly not going to help the people of this community. Because anytime they have that type of growth, we end up paying for it in the long run. And that's certainly going to happen now, because with all that's going on with the power company, with all the work they're doing. So it sounds like a deal that we're getting income from them, but we end up paying more out to them than we get from them. So that sounds good, but for the taxpayer of the town, it isn't good. Especially energy costs are going up immensely. They're continuing to rise and rise and rise because these utility companies pretty much, can do what they want. And they do it unless they get, taken down by, the federal government or state, whoever regulates them. So that's one thing to look out for when we say, well, that's where a lot of our growth is coming, because in the end, they'll get their money back and more.
Okay, so the tax rate, if the board does go with 30% shift, is, as you've given to us, $15.63, correct?
Correct.
And if you look at the tax rate history, the last time we've had something in that area, close to that number, was back in 2010, which was $15.33, correct?
Correct.
So if I make the statement that since 2011, this is, if we go with the 30% shift, this is the lowest it's been since 2011, the tax rate itself. And I know there's a few things that go into this, but so people get an idea where we are, 'cause we hear a lot about this. The rate itself is the lowest it's been since 2010. If we go with the 30% shift as we usually do.
Correct.
That's correct, okay. And the average, we've already gone over the average single-family home is $265,000. Their average tax bill is $4,141.95. So that's the average tax bill. And again, there's things that go into this, what type of property. This is residential I'm talking about.
Correct.
And it's very similar to the industry tax rate changes for that. So, that's good news in a way, that's good news. But also what's good news is what you mentioned, that the average payment for that average homeowner is going to be $76.56, which is from last year, what was it again that was the average?
$241.67.
All right, so we're down from $241 and some cents to $76 for the average home in town. And so if you just made it easy, half the taxpayers whose house is assessed at less than $265 will pay $76.56 or less. And half of the taxpayers for personal property, homeowners, will be more than that based on your assessment, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so, not bad. I think it's
Hands are up.
yeah, as soon as I talk, they go up. I'm just kidding.
Just want to make sure you see.
Okay, so, we're good there. Okay, I'll go to the audience. Come on up.
So that's amazing.
Name,
that it's
name?
it's,
Name, please.
Sarah Klein, Precinct 1,
Sarah.
sorry. So amazing, that rollback to 2011. My question is, what were the assessments? What did the assessments look like in 2011? The average homeowner assessment?
In 2007?
11.
I do not know that.
Well, if the tax rate was at about $15 per thousand, 15 and some change per thousand, John, do you have what the assessment?
You don't have that information from that far back.
So I would imagine it's probably somewhere under 200,000.
Reasonably.
175,
Hovering around there.
Yeah.
yeah.
We don't have that information to provide at this point.
Thanks.
Around that housing bubble.
But there's been a discussion every year and for several years about the high tax rate. And we know a lot goes into it, right? But we hear this high tax rate, but if you look at the numbers this year, it's been a pretty good year. But utilities aren't going to keep you going forever, so it'll change. But
Yeah, I do wonder about looking at the shift to a slightly higher increase towards industrial. When we look at, you know, what the other communities are getting in their rates, their commercial rates. 2341 is us, 37 is Pittsfield, 35 is North Adams. Dalton's 18. Dalton's 18.
Straight rate. Straight rate.
Across the board. Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you. Okay, any final questions from the board before we make a decision on the percent shift? That's what we're doing this evening. All right, do we have a motion from the board?
We'll make a motion to come out of the public hearing.
That's a good idea. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ann. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Unanimous? Okay, deliberation on the percent shift. Christine? Or no, you just brought up the other thing. What is the board's pleasure on that?
I'll make a motion that the board adopt a 30% shift towards the commercial, or do I have to say it that way? I don't know how we say it. Just a 30% shift for the 2026 fiscal year. That suffice?
Hold on a second.
Winging it.
Jay,
Yeah.
did you say for a single rate for everything?
No, 30% shift.
30% shift,
Yep.
okay.
We have a motion by Jay. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Christine. Any discussion?
Yeah,
Hey, Joe?
I'm going to oppose any tax rate increase in this community. I'm looking down the road right now, and what I'm seeing is escalating costs, which are continue to grow and grow under this administration. People will be losing their health care. Groceries are going sky high, utilities, the cost of housing. And it sounds good that it's just a little bit of, you know, a lot better than in the past, but talking to a lot of people out there, that little bit is not going to solve very much, because they're going to be inundated with bills. And another thing we have in this town is a lot of rental units. And so if they find it within themselves, the people that are the owners of these rentals, and they'll pass on the cost to the people, although the people won't be paying taxes because the owners pay the taxes, they're going to be strapped for all their needs for food and everything else. So I can't in good conscience give any type of a tax rate, upper tax rate for anything in this community. And I know that we live on property taxes, but somewhere we have to find a way. It's good to see new growth coming in, and that's all, you know, well and good, but I just can't vote for a tax hike in this community. I just can't do it. People just don't have the funds to do it. You look at our demographics, you look at our annual mean family income for individuals, our income, and I don't know how people can live. I just don't know how they can live. And once you have people that are in dire straits, you're going to get an increase in, I believe, crime and other things, because people are going to be desperate. And I don't have a magic potion for it, but I know that the only way to do it is through growth or to cut services. So in short, that's all I'm going to say. And so that's going to be my stance. And so I just wanted to bring it to the forefront.
Can I respond real quick?
Go ahead.
Joe, and I totally appreciate your sentiments about,
Yeah.
obviously everything's skyrocketing right now. But you mentioned you'd be opposed to an increase in the tax rate, but this would actually be a decrease to the tax rate.
Yeah.
So I just want to clarify
Okay,
that.
yeah, well, decrease in, how much of a decrease?
So from last year, it's a 1.38% decrease on
So
the,
could you tell me what's the percentage of things going up in our world, groceries, utility costs?
100% probably,
Yeah,
right?
right.
This
So
is actually,
it sounds good,
Yeah.
but it doesn't put money in people's pocketbooks.
I agree. I just wanted to
Yeah,
clarify it was
yeah,
actually a
yeah,
decrease rather than an
Thank you, I
increase.
appreciate it very much.
Sorry.
Okay. I just want, just a brief statement that costs go up for the town also. Supplies and machinery and, they don't stay the same for us. They also go up just like your household. And it's unfortunate, and things may get tougher in the near future, but we feel the same thing here.
Yeah, but
So-
may I say, through to the chair?
Sure.
As a community, we have monies the way we can put it toward things where people are saddled. They have to make decisions whether to eat, to get their medicine, and things like that. And it's not just Adams, it's all of the poor communities in Berkshire County. And it all goes by how much money people have in their pocket. And people of Adams, some are well-to-do, you always have that, but I'd say the majority of the people in this town can't pay and live a comfortable lifestyle where they're not on pins and needles all the time to make payments, to do things, because I'm feeling that way myself already. And I'm certainly not destitute, but when I go to the grocery store and I pay bills, they're certainly going up a lot quicker than money's coming into my pocket. So that's just my reasoning. It's maybe a cop-out to do it, but it's kind of a protest vote for me because I've lived here my whole life and I've never seen it so difficult for people. And I hear it all the time. And I'm for the people, I'm for the common folk, people that are well-to-do, have good jobs. It doesn't matter so much to them, but we don't have the numbers that are what I call like easy living, where they can pay their bills and still go on vacations and do that type of thing. And I know it's a tough decision, but I don't know. I just see it happening, and I'm feeling bad for the people of this community.
Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions?
No,
Oh,
I'm
we have-
voting no, yes.
And we have
yeah.
4 yeas and 1 no. Okay? All right, thank you.
Would you like me to introduce Seth again?
Yeah, let's try that again. All right, we're going to move back to, under new business, a short presentation on the Adams Open Space and Recreation Plan update.
That's good.
Seth?
Don't be worried what
How
you
we
say.
looking?
Well, we haven't connected. I mean, I can talk briefly with you about the
Yeah.
concepts
Let's
and
go with that. Just,
Can you see this?
no, I don't think you're going to have
it's not working, so,
a verbal presentation.
unfortunately, though, I have logged out of my computer.
I will introduce you again while you pull up your information. Seth Jenkins is a senior planner with Berkshire Regional Planning Commission, the BRPC. The town has hired BRPC to update the Adams Open Space and Recreation Plan, consistent with state requirements. Seth is here tonight to give us a brief overview of the process and the importance of the plan update.
Great, thank you so much. So, so the town did receive a grant to do this work. The grant is over in the end of June, so we've got time to do it, but we're certainly want to make sure that we're addressing the plan effectively. So an open space plan deals with all aspects of open space in the town. So it includes conservation land, streams and water supply land, conservation land, including, farmland of prime importance, wetlands, Also, state lands, federal lands, municipal lands, recreational lands, both passive and active. So, sports fields, but also hiking trails. Some spaces in Adams include the Asheville-Cook, the Glen, the Town Common, Bellevue Cemetery, Mount Greylock, the Visitors Center, Memorial Park, Renfro Field, Bridge Street Park, the list goes on. The town does have existing open space plan that has just recently expired. The plan was developed in 2019. It was good until 2024. They've recently changed in terms of the requirements of the plan and extended the lifespan of these plans from 5 years to 7 years to now 10 years. So the good news is that it is a longer plan in terms of lifespan once the town completes it. It is a gatekeeping document, so that the town has to have one on file with the state to be eligible for a number of grant programs. So these include what's called the Parks Grant, which is for acquisition of parks and improvements of parks, so building a new tennis court, pickleball court, splash pad. But there are other grant programs, including the Land Grant Program, which stands for Local Acquisitions for Natural Diversity, and other land and water conservation grant programs sponsored by the state. So as I mentioned, there is a 2019 plan. There are a number of other plans that will inform our work and this plan. There's a 2019 stormwater management plan. There was a 2024 hazard mitigation plan. The town just recently completed an ADA self-evaluation, and we can even go back so far as like a 2004 community development plan and look and see what some of the overarching goals in some of those older plans were, and see where the town is on that. My slide here shows a timeline of the process, but basically we're working with that end deadline in June in mind. So I've been working with Donna to create a committee. I know that committee is being there are people being recruited for it. We've been working on a survey. We're getting ready to publish a survey that is similar to the 2019 survey. We like to have kind of linear comparison of those surveys, see what we heard in 2019, compare with what we hear again this year. So we try and base the new survey largely off the old survey, but sometimes we find there are new questions that are relevant.
Who has provided this survey? What is it, distribution?
So we use SurveyMonkey primarily, but then we will also have paper copies that we'll bring around to the COA, the library, town hall, other community organizations. We're also working with a group of Williams College students to do a lot of this community outreach work. I just met with them today on campus at Williams. So they're excited to do this community outreach work. So we'll have the survey open during the fall. We'll have some kind of a public forum where we announce the survey, probably after it started, but to let people know about it. It'll be open during the fall. We'll close it. The committee will review the results and kind of try and determine some broader goals and objectives from that, but then we'll present the results of that survey, and then they'll develop the draft plan. In the springtime, they will come forward with a group of goals, objectives, and actions that have a 10-year window. We'll get community feedback on that. Then the plan will be posted to the town's website during May for a 30-day comment period, and then we'll submit it to the state. They provide comments. Once we've submitted it to the state, though, the town is eligible for all those grant programs. So it's that initial submission. You do need to complete the plan based on all the state's required edits, but you get some time to do that, and you can be eligible for those grant programs, which are generally in the summer, in July. So like I mentioned, we do have a group of Williams College students that are going to be working on enhanced outreach. The state has prioritized what are called environmental justice communities, and there's a variety of different categories that the town could qualify. Those are based on census tracts. The town, a large percentage of the town does qualify in that condition. It's based off the area median income, based off, it's a 65% threshold for area median income. We'll be working to publicize the survey, we'll be attending community events. Another project that I'm involved in here in Adams is the Berkshire Mobile Farmers Market. We're gonna be trying to hit those last couple markets to hear from folks that are shopping there. We hope to participate in the Ramble. So we're gonna get creative about the community outreach. So, you know, it would all be much easier if you could follow along with my presentation here, but, you know, when life gives you lemons, I think there were some other sort of demonstration slides that I like to show that feature the program that we use. It's called Mentimeter. We use it for our public forums. It's really great because it provides live feedback during the presentation, so all the audience members can ask questions. You can get feedback from them, you know, about their preferences, or they can, you know, ask, why isn't this repaired, or, you know, whatever. It's very open-ended, but it's also very, allows people to, who might not feel comfortable standing up in front and participating. So, so rather than continuing on, I'll just see if you have any questions, and then, you know, what I can do is send my excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze.
Bless you.
Thank you.
I usually look up
I
at the light.
I can send the presentation to Donna, and then she could, you know, distribute.
That would be
it to all of
appreciated,
you.
and then forward it out to the board
Right,
and to the town
exactly.
administrator. Thank you.
Yep, yep.
All right, good recovery from the technical
Hey,
issues.
you know,
Nice job.
Right.
Questions from the board?
Yeah, just a couple. What type of grants are available once you have your open space plan?
So it's that one that I mentioned, it's the park grant, it stands for park, let me go to my slide so I get the acronym right. It's Parkland, let's see, of course.
I can't remember it either. I know it's a grant we've received.
Parkland acquisitions and renovations. Of course, I'm clicking on every slide but this one.
And the reason I ask, I believe we got the money from the town common through that.
Park grant, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's likely, I mean, that's, pays for land acquisition,
Right.
infrastructure work, design work. It's a very flexible grant.
So it's well worth having your plan updated.
Oh, yeah, and it provides guidance for all town, you know, boards and committees, because it does have that 10-year outlook, you know, it really is a guidance document for folks as well.
Yeah. One thing in this community that I'm happy of is that we have a lot of protected property. You know, be it agricultural preservation, state-owned property, conservation easements, and so on and so forth. And if only, in a perfect world, if pay in lieu of taxes, the pilot programs were more equitable, it'd certainly be a win-win for this community, because let's face it, without a healthy environment, you have nothing. And we're fortunate to have the flanks of our the Hoosick Range and the Taconic Range pretty much protected with state land, and over the years, the state has always bought property if it was contiguous, touching another abutting part of state land. When we just had some sold recently, the Alabozek family sold some property, and so I'm all for that, because without protecting your watershed, without protecting the ecosystems that we live in, we really don't have anything. So, but we're not getting what I believe we deserve. But the pilot program has been a fight and a struggle as long as I can remember. And, you know, the new, I think her name is Diane DeIglio or something. Do you know what it is, Christine? The Ziglio, is she the one that oversees that? Because I went to a meeting up in Windsor, and
Oh,
she...
the state auditor?
Yeah,
Yep,
And she was trying to get a new formula for this, but,
yeah.
Yeah, I've
just a
heard
lot of
rumors.
talk.
yeah, just talk more than anything.
There is a group in Western Mass, some select boards and managers who are working with Senator Mark's office on
Yeah.
more information about the pilot equity.
But, you know, I'm all for the open space program. I was asked by Donna if I wanted to be on the committee, and I haven't made up my mind yet because I just have a lot of things going, and when I do something, I want to do it well, but I haven't given up yet. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
Just a quick, clarification stuff for me, because I'm new to a lot of this. Now, this plan and updating this plan, this is through a grant. Now, did the town acquire this grant, or was this the
Yeah,
planning?
The town acquired the grant actually a little while ago.
Okay,
So,
all right.
I'm not sure exactly when. I think it was with previous administrator.
Okay. And then, are there other communities that are also kind of in the same boat? Are you working
There
with other
are, yeah,
communities?
there are, I mean,
This isn't
we-
just
we do-
Adams.
We do open space plans with many Berkshire County communities. I've
Okay.
done these in, Williamstown, Lee, Monterey,
Mm-hmm.
currently working on Great Barrington and Pittsfields,
Good.
Lanesboro, so,
Hit a lot of the
it's-
communities.
It's something that
Good.
we've got some experience
So,
doing.
and it's a benefit to the town for us to be able to do this.
It is, and there's a lot of, there's a lot of utility to it. Like Joe was saying, that there's farmland analysis, there's mapping of Chapter 61 parcels, there's, there should be some examination of, where are the prime farms that we want to make sure that we're protecting and be ready for those if they were to become, available for sale, because that is the town's benefit to the chapter program is that, they get first right of refusal on those parcels, and you can work with another organization to acquire and protect them, so.
Well, just thank you and your team for the work you're going to be doing on this. So it seems like we really could benefit.
Yeah, and through the chair, just quickly, now, is the federal government involved? Does the feds pass the money on to you, to the state? So this is all state funded, right?
This is state funding.
Good, because-
And it's not related to any federal funding.
Well, that's a good thing when it comes to the environment. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any further questions from the board? All right, thank you. Look forward to your future presentations.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, bringing the board back to the regular agenda. We are up to old business. A, acting town administrator's recommendation for acting chief of police from the following candidates: Sergeant Donna Malloy, Chief Timothy C. Sorrell, retired, and Sergeant Matthew Wright. Holly.
I respectfully submit the name Timothy Sorrell to you for the acting chief of police for the town of Adams. Tim understands this is a temporary position. He has 6 years prior experience as chief of police in the town of Lanesboro and is currently employed by the town of Adams as a special police officer. It is my belief that temporarily appointing Officer Sorrell as acting chief of police will help to maintain the organizational structure within the department.
Okay. Could you provide information to the board of the process you took to coming to your final selection?
I did. I reached out to all 4 sergeants in our community to check to see if they were interested in taking the position of acting chief for a little bit longer. 2 did. Retired Chief Sorrell came and approached me wanting to help and offering his services. I then interviewed with Ashley Sacco, who is our human resources as well as our financial director. Her and I interviewed all 3 candidates. We used the same questions for all 3. We got information on their background, their history, what kind of things that they were looking for the department. This is a short-term, a longer term than we've had, but it is a temporary short-term position. After reviewing the information we garnered from the 3, I put forth the name of retired Chief Timothy Sorrell to take that position as the most qualified candidate.
Okay. Chief, do you mind coming out?
Not at all. You know, my water, my allergies are catching up.
No problem.
Evening.
Evening, Chief. Questions from the board for Holly or Sergeant, I'm sorry, Chief Sorrell? Sorry.
Yeah, I have some questions.
Sure, Joe.
The first thing that I'm concerned about is that we get this just, you know, before I come to the meeting, I got your email saying that this was the individual that you were going to choose. So I looked back a little bit about Lanesboro from crime grade organization, well respected. And the overall crime grade in Lanesboro is C-. The violent crime grade is D. The property crime grade is D-. And this is a known and highly recommended data center. The insurance companies use it, home security firms, and other industries. And whereby Dalton, and I'm making this comparison because there's a woman police chief in Dalton, their overall crime grade is A-, violent crime grade B, property crime grade B+. And I believe, you know, nothing against you.
None,
I
no
want
offense
you to
taken.
realize that,
Yes.
because I know you wave to you all the time, but I think institutional knowledge is important in a community. Lanesboro is laid out differently than Adams, and, you know, I've heard it so many times from my fellow selectmen that when somebody's hired, well, we got to keep them. There's institutional knowledge within there. That is the center point of making for a better community. So I was hoping that Donna Malloy would get the job. And I guess that's where I'm coming from, because I don't understand why we don't pick someone. I can see some logic, because you'd be like, it wouldn't be one sergeant against the other. You're like the mediator in the middle to, you know, try to make everybody, you know, happy with what's going on, because I don't know the morale down there. I think I know, but I'm not going to even say what my thoughts are on that. But I just don't understand why we've had somebody in a position for like 30 years, and she's a woman, the only woman on the whole police force, and why we overlook people like that, because it just seems to me that there's some credence and something that should be rewarded for time in a position. And, you know, that's nothing against you.
No offense taken. I stepped up just to offer my services,
Yeah.
and I would like to think the plus is I have the experience coming in.
Yeah.
When I took over in Lanesboro, it was a similar situation back in 2015, where I walked into the chief's empty office, and there was nobody there to guide anybody along.
Yeah.
So I've done the position for 6 years.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm talking out of turn here, but it's also my understanding that moving me up or putting me in this position doesn't fill or doesn't cause a void in the manpower of the police department. If you were to bring a sergeant up, now you have an empty position. I'm just here to steer the ship,
Yeah.
keep everything going as it is, and maybe fine tune some things that need to be adjusted. By no means do I have any intention
Well,
of staying long term.
I understand
Nope.
that, but I'm just saying that we have a full battery of policemen. I mean, for our town, you know, similar size, Dalton, they have similar population. They have fewer police, and by looking at what I'm seeing, they're managing their community with less policemen. So I don't see that as one officer down, because I've been told for years, once we get a full battery of officers, the overtime will go down and things will be fine, because everything was predicated, we didn't have enough people, and, you know, if somebody takes time off, we're paying double time. So I waited for that culmination to happen. It's happened, and our overtime is still high. So I'm just going to stop there, but I just think in the scope of a community, a small community, with the problems that we have, having someone who's been the pulse of the community for quite a long time, knows a lot of things that are going on that others may not. So that's all I have to say.
Joe, could you just state the internet page that you got your information from?
Yeah, it was, I had to go on really quick. I put, it's called crimegrade.org.
For the record, thank you.
For the record. You go on there and you'll see ratings for all the communities. And
Okay. And the Langs, or Dalton, how many police officers?
I don't know how many. I know they have a lot less than we do. I don't know the exact number, but quite a few less.
Okay.
And I'm not sure the number. I guess I could have looked it up, but I didn't have time. And that's what bothers me. You don't have time to look at things, important decisions in this community, because you get them thrown at you the same day.
Dalton is a lot less population as well.
Not a lot less. They're,
2,500,
Dalton? No.
no, less than us.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if it's
Yeah.
even that much now. It's not even that much now, I don't think.
And if I may, I've never heard of those stats, and I don't know if that was back when I was the chief.
Yeah,
I mean,
right,
we-
right.
We did well. when
No,
I
this
was-
was 2025. This comes from the
Okay, I left here in
2025.
2021, and you people were
Left before you.
gracious
Yep.
enough to hire me as a special. I've been in your roads directing traffic, I've done your elections, and since I walked in the door, I've been your firearms licensing officer as well.
Just for a little humor into
Yep.
this, I wish I had your job. You guys standing there, boy, you make some good bread, I'll tell
You
you.
do, but it's not hard work, but it's a long day.
Oh, definitely. I don't know
Wear
how
and
you
tear
can
on your
stay.
body,
Yeah,
and eventually
yeah,
maybe on your mind.
yeah, right.
It's not the safest either.
Sometimes it
Some of
can't
our
be.
drivers are not
I
paying
agree.
attention.
No, you're right.
So that's all I have to say.
Okay, anyone else?
I'll say I'm very torn on this one. Former Chief Sorrell, thank you for stepping up to the plate on this and offering your services.
You're very welcome.
And I know that putting a sergeant as the chief would create a void in the department, and I'm not sure how that gets filled, just on this temporary basis. We don't know how long this will last. But I will say the public has reached out to me a number of times and expressed their gratitude for Donna Malloy and all the work that she has put in to this town over 30-plus years. So I think it's important that we recognize her for everything she's done to the community. And I think in stepping up to the plate and as acting chief of police for the last almost month here, I think she's done a fine job. Everything I've heard has been positive. So I don't necessarily see a reason why we could not keep her in the position other than the fact of it would create a void in the police department, which would be my only concern. So I'm very torn on this, and that's just my opinion.
Okay, Christine?
I don't have anything else to add.
Okay, Ann?
Well, I have to say, I'm with Jay, what he just said. I did have a discussion earlier and with the town administrator, and I said people have come forward to me and how they feel that it should be Donna. And then I can see somewhat that would disrupt a little bit of the police station, but I keep saying, is it going to be that much? Because we don't know how long it's for, and if you have to pull someone up here for, fill a lieutenant's position, then how does that affect whatever rotations they have to do? I don't know. But, and I didn't know your name, but I do know you.
I'm sorry.
No, when I was reading who it was, I'm going, well, I know this person, I know that person, I'm going by. But I said, I bet you I'll know his face, and I do know your
Oh, I
face, and
agree.
I've seen you all over.
Smiling and waving all the time.
Yes. So I'm in a conundrum too, because I'm not sure which way to do this.
So a question for you, you're retired, and we had a retired town administrator previous to Holly, and he can only work so many hours a week, and we only had him for a certain amount of time, and what is your situation as retired?
Well, same situation. I can work a certain amount of hours, but I can get through, if it were to happen, I could get through the month of October, because I still have saved some money that I can make in my post-retirement earnings. And if I were to have the position, and if you wanted to keep me, I could talk to the retirement board, and in essence, I could freeze my pension, is what some people might think I'm crazy, but that is what I would be willing to do if it's going to be to help out the town in the situation.
Is that something that you've been told that can happen?
Yes.
Okay,
I was told it can happen.
okay.
Yep. Just means that I don't get my monthly check for retirement, and, that's it.
Okay. Yeah, the concern I had has been the part-time situation with the town administrators, both, including Holly, both great people, and putting in is, they're part-time because Holly does the library also. And she's been very, very stretched and putting a lot of hours in, and doing the town administrator's position. There's a tremendous amount of work to do, and it's a lot to it. And so both were part-time, and both did everything they could and put in extra hours when they could, and we're putting out fires every day, and keeping the town running is what we've been doing. So that's a concern I have, is that the part-time. But if you've indicated that there is a possibility you could go more than just part-time.
If I could, I would be 40 hours plus a week, 24/7, just like when I was a chief in Lanesboro.
Right.
That would be, I'm not coming into this giving you, a partial effort. I'm giving you 110%. And like I said, it would be, is 40-plus hours a week, available 24/7, in person or by phone. I don't take this lightly. I mean, I know you have issues, and I understand your issues, but I'm willing to come in and do a job as a full-time chief will do, and as I've done for my 33 and a half plus years as a police officer.
Okay. And I also thank Donna Malloy as the work she's done as the acting chief of police. And it was nice to be updated on situations in the community, and have summary emails sent to us of what's happening. So that was just nice to have from her, just to add that information. So Donna, thank you very much for the work you've done. Okay, further discussion.
I guess another question I might have is, at this point in time, as I stated earlier, is there any disruption at the police station with Donna being at the acting chief of police right now, in terms of how many hours people can work? Is there extra overtime going to, something like that? I don't know any of those facts or numbers.
So the information I have right now, if Donna's going to stay on as acting chief, it will leave a hole in the sergeant's rotation.
Okay.
A officer would have to then be promoted to sergeant. Donna would have to take a leave of absence from the union. Then we will have a hole in the patrol. And so then we would have to try to put out a temporary position for a patrol officer. And so there's where the shift leaves a hole.
And then if she were to come off of being the acting chief of police, she would go back to sergeant, but that would leave us with 5 sergeants?
4.
That would be,
We only have 4.
well, yeah, but she would then come back down to be a 5th, correct?
No, she's the 4th.
But
We only have 4.
the sergeant that you said you'd have to appoint to
You would have to
replace
appoint a
Donna.
sergeant.
Oh,
right?
yes. So then the person being appointed, being brought into the sorry, I didn't understand. Sorry.
Yeah,
Being
sorry.
brought into the sergeant's position would be returned back to patrol. So
Okay,
then you'd have to let go the temporary person you hired for patrol, if you in this short amount of time could hire someone.
okay. It does muddy the waters a little bit.
Are you accepting questions from the community?
Sure. Come on up, we'll see what you got.
Kathy Foster from Murray Street. It seems very unfair that there's only one candidate here. I feel like, and he was able to advocate for himself. I feel like the other 2 should have been given the same opportunity to be here and to advocate for themselves. Donna may have had a lot to say about the questions that aren't really able to be answered.
They were told of this meeting tonight.
Were they invited?
Oh, yes. They knew it was happening. I spoke to them personally.
And they were invited, is what I'm asking.
I'm not sure, I didn't like, please come to the meeting. I told them when the meeting was happening. I gave them the information. I'm not sure what else.
I don't know, it just seems, this seems like a very odd way to choose someone and to select a candidate, is to have one candidate advocate for himself and the other 2 not even be available. I just think that that's a real disadvantage to the other two.
Thank you.
Yeah, may I just piggyback on that? Was Donna and Mr. Wright informed that Mr. Sorrell was gonna get the position? Did they know that when you told them to come here? Or tell them that we were gonna have a meeting? Were they already informed that Mr. Sorrell was going to be your candidate?
So when I spoke to Donna and I spoke to Sergeant Wright, Acting Chief Malloy and Sergeant Wright, I did let them know that I was not putting their name forward, but it is the Board of Selectmen's decision.
Right.
And that they would be making this decision at this meeting,
You just recommend?
that I was just recommending.
And that's what the board had asked, that she come with a name to the board, which she did.
That's always the town administrator's job.
This is what we decided as a board. No, the board will make the final decision as per the charter. The charter says the board makes a decision, we will make that decision this evening. Oh, yes. Could you please come and state your name and address, please, for the record?
Carol Cusinetti. So I just think that, with all due respect to everybody and Donna, we are in a situation where we don't have a lot of people managing in spots, right? We're missing a lot of department heads. And I think to disrupt the police force right now is not the wisest decision. And I think to have somebody that's been there and done that, especially, I don't know how you are with budgets, but budget season's coming out, right? We have nobody in these positions, guys. This is not the wrong decision, in my opinion, and thank you, Holly, for putting that forward. So, it's my 2 cents.
Thank you.
Can I respond to that? As the chief, I did do the budgets for 6 years on the Lanesboro Police Department. And I also sat on a select board for 3 years, so I know what it's like on that side of the table as well.
God bless you.
No, God bless you, because I no longer am a selectman. I got my fill after 3 years, sorry. But yes, I'm familiar with budgets, spreadsheets that we do, the quarterly or however often we do your expense sheets. I'm familiar with that, and I'm aware of the fact that some things need to be tightened up and there has to be some accountability for some spending, and more than willing to step in and make sure that's done. Because that's all this is about. I'm just stepping in to right the ship, steer it ahead until something done is permanent, something is done permanently. That's all I'm here for.
Okay. Any further discussion from the board? We do have a resident. Yes, ma'am. And same process, state your name and address.
Okay, Rachel Tomkowitz, Precinct 2. So a question right now, is the job posted for the chief of police? And what is I guess, the plan for that position?
So the chief of police is currently on administrative leave.
Oh, so we can't post for the position until all of that is sorted out, so that's why this is an interim or temporary position?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you.
Thank you.
And to ask a little more on top of what Rachel asked, what is the predicted timeline?
I unfortunately don't have one.
Yep.
You have another gentleman.
Another one? Okay, please state your name, address for the record.
Scott LeBeau. Just a question on succession planning. Do we know that they had any kind of a plan in the police department to develop their internal staff to assume a position like this at some point?
Unfortunately, I don't know the answer to that, but I can look into it.
Anything else from the audience? Anything else from the board?
I'll make a motion to appoint Timothy C. Sorrell as the acting chief of police for the town of Adams.
Motion by Christine, all right. Motion by Christine. Do we have a second? I'll second that for discussion. Any further discussion, or any discussion on the motion for Officer, or for Tim Sorrell? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed?
Any abstentions? So what was your vote, Ann?
Aye.
It was an aye. Okay, so we had 4 ayes and 1 no, right?
Yep.
Okay, congratulations.
Well, thank you. I may approach and shake.
I'm not going to shake.
No problem.
Okay.
Sound like I
You too. Thanks for stepping out.
No shake.
look forward to working with
Yes.
you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Can you stick around?
We have
I'll call you tomorrow if you don't want
Oh.
to stay. Do you want him to stay?
I can stay.
So
I'm
there's-
yours.
We made the motion to appoint, but we haven't done any type of negotiations with you, and that will be forthcoming soon. The board we will be meeting, and the board might not be notified yet, but we have some things to take care of next Wednesday, if everybody, it depends on the board's availability. But, so you'll be hearing from us in the near future to talk negotiations for pay for the work that you're going to be doing.
Very well.
Okay? We good?
When will he start?
Thank you.
Tomorrow?
So he already is an employee of the town. Is there any requirements that he needs to meet to become almost a full-time employee from a part-time employee?
Just to be sworn in.
Just to be
Right,
s-
he has to be sworn in.
Okay.
And you have to disclose
Yep.
Okay, so
any
so
disclosures.
town administrator will take care of anything that needs to be done, and then you can start as soon as that's taken care of.
Right, thank you.
Which could be tomorrow.
Stick around.
Do you need him?
No, I think we're good for this evening.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, takes care of that. Takes care of A and B. And C, update on town administrator screening committee status. Do you have anything?
I do. The screening committee met last Thursday. They met Monday and Tuesday. They have finished their screening process and will be putting forth names to our Board of Selectmen.
Okay,
I
so-
do not have a date of when they're doing that.
But I believe it's going to be soon. So
Yes.
that may be part of next Wednesday's meeting for the board to provided the 3 to 4 names as we have requested, and then we can begin to discuss when we would like to set some dates to be able to work with the individuals on when they can meet with us for interviews. But we'll have all that discussion hopefully next week, if the names are provided, which I'm hoping they are. All right, thank you. That takes care of all the old business. Next is new business. We already did A, we're going to go to B, acknowledge receipt of citizen petition for a special town meeting. I was wondering if Haley, could you come up, please? Town clerk.
So you should have this evening in your packet a citizen's petition that was submitted to the office in the proper amount of time. There's 131 certified signatures. You have probably just the front sheet of what the petition says, and all the signatures were on a separate sheet of paper, so I just gave you all the copies of all the signatures along with the one sheet for the citizen's petition.
Okay. So we did hire since the last town meeting, we did hire the Glen Executive Director, and that individual is being mentored and coming aboard. I don't think he's still here. So we're not ignoring the petition that was provided, but we're getting close to where we believe we can set up some type of forum meeting that can begin to look at what they've asked for and see what we can do to answer their questions, have an open forum for those with questions on the Glen. So that's in the works. We're working with the executive director on when we can start to make that happen. So just to let everyone know that it's in progress, and we haven't forgotten about the citizens petition. All right, so we do need to vote to put that on the warrant for the special town meeting.
Well, as long as you can acknowledge that we did receive it, because then the next item under C, signing of the special town meeting warrant, so you'll be obviously approving it at that point.
Okay.
Through the chair,
Sure.
could you let the people know what the signatures were for, what the ask was? And I think that's very good to get that
want me
many
to read the whole thing?
signatures in such a short time. I mean, that shows a lot of persistence. Whoever went out and did it was very short time to get those.
Okay, citizens petition. To see if the town will once again vote to ask the select board to hold a series of community forums and action approved in June 2025 but not carried out, starting within 60 days of the special town meeting to share updates with and engage residents on the Greylock Glen Outdoor Recreation and Environment Center project. Recognizing the town's significant investment in the Glen, these meetings will promote transparency and encourage public involvement, be open to the residents, and shall be posted on the town's website calendar at least 2 weeks in advance. The topics town meeting would like to be addressed in the monthly meetings include, although the order and any additions are left to the discretion of the Board of Selectmen. I'm just going to read the mission of developing the Greylock Glen, economic impact moving forward, environmental education, recreation and sustainability, identify additional assistance in additional topics. So, and it'll all be posted on the website once the warrant is signed and we get our constable to post it. So if anybody's at all interested, they're more than willing, they can contact my office and I'm more than happy to give them a copy.
Okay, I acknowledge all the signatures, and like Joe was indicating, the citizens petitions are non-binding, but we're going to just see what we can do to inform the public on some of the requests they have there. So we have acknowledged the receipt of the citizens petition for special town meeting. You think does that require a vote, or are we just good?
You're just acknowledging it?
Okay, thank you. Next is the signing, or anything else on the citizen petition?
Anybody have any questions? Not that I can answer them, but.
Okay, thank you. Signing of the special town meeting warrant for Tuesday, October 28, 2023. That is in the board's packet.
Yep, you have before you the signing of the special town meeting warrant at, the meeting will be held at the Adams Memorial Building, the side entrance, 30 Columbia Street in Adams on Tuesday, the 28th of October at 6 p.m. You have 3 articles in front of you. The first article is for the Northern Berkshire Vocational Regional School District for the borrowing that we've been talking about for the past couple of weeks. And then we have the citizens petition under Article 2. And as always, Article 3 will be to transact any other business that may legally come before said meeting.
Okay.
You do not want me to read Article 1, do you? I mean, I would, but I don't.
I think well, it's up to the board, of course. We've been through this the last couple of meetings in regards to the Northern Berkshire Vocational Regional School District's request to borrow $16,779,269. That's the total cost for all communities.
Correct.
And we've gone over the board has in their packet the numbers for the town of Adams. So we're going to move forward to town meeting with this warrant. So, go ahead.
I just wanted to point out that this article was provided by the school's bond council and MSBA.
Right. So the town did not generate this. This is provided, which is used by the most of the school districts that are doing, working with the school building authority.
Could you just amend it so it doesn't say annual?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be special.
Oh, annual articles. Yes, we can do that. Thank you.
Through the, oops, go ahead.
Nope. There is, I also have one more correction before we can sign it on the signature page, just above signatures.
It's spelled
October.
wrong, but I have the correct one.
Got it.
Yeah.
Perfect, thank you.
Joe?
Yeah, through the chair, I received an email from you saying that, you know, something, the formula or something, but the price would still be the same. What was that about? I couldn't really understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, so we were given an update from Jim Brosnan that the MSB has agreed to fund 64% of it, which will lower our portion that we have to do. And it gave us information on, they believe that they can, right this moment, they have an interest rate of 3.5, but that's at this moment. So it looks like good news, because he had told us at the meeting that he was hoping it would be lower, that our portion of it would be a little lower. So what he was sending was an update that as of this moment, it could possibly be lower than the full amount that we had been told. The borrowing of the school doesn't change. In the article, it gives the full amount.
I
That's
get it
not
now.
changing.
Okay, yep, I understand now, thank you.
Okay, any other questions in regards to the annual article, or, I'm sorry, we changed that.
Strike annual.
Stricken. The warrant articles for the special town meeting that will be held on the 28th day of October, which will be held at the Adams Memorial Building. We have permission to use that. Okay, so what are we looking for here? Just signatures, or?
Just approving it.
We
So
want to
a
approve
motion
this,
to
and we'll
approve.
sign after, right?
Yep.
Okay, what is the board's pleasure?
I'll make a motion of the signing of the special town meeting warrant for Tuesday, October 28th, 2025, that we approve.
Motion by Ann, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Christine. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? None, unanimous. What was the? I'm gonna have to check. All right, so that's passed. Next, we have on the agenda, new business E, to discuss and vote on Susan B. Anthony proceeds. on
We missed
vote.
D.
We got to do the special town
Oh.
warrant, election warrant.
That's okay. D, signing, no, thank you. Signing of the special town election warrant for Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, and that's the election. Okay. Town clerk.
So you have before you the special town election warrant, which will be, the special town election will be held at the Adams Memorial Building at 30 Columbia Street on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. It is just one question only. It will be the question will read, shall the town of Adams be allowed to exempt from the provisions of Proposition 2 and 1/2, so-called the amounts required to pay the town of Adams allocable share of the bond issued by the Northern Berkshire Vocational Regional School District for the purpose of paying costs of the McCann Technical High School Accelerated Repair Program at 70 Hodges Cross Road, North Adams, Mass. 01247 for the building roof repairs and exterior glass replacement, including the payment of all costs incidental and related thereto. It is a yes or no question, and that's the only question that will appear on this ballot.
Okay, so there will be a finance committee meeting coming up. Carol, do you have that date?
Monday.
We just got that.
October 6th.
Okay, and also, the question I have is, are we going to have a citizens meeting prior to the town meeting? I think that might, do we need that if it's just one article?
I don't believe that we need to have
So-
an additional meeting.
Okay, so any questions, they should contact the town administrator
Yeah.
or the clerk. Any questions on the warrant that we approve here? Okay. All right, so we don't have a motion yet, do we? Or do we?
No.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve the signing of the special town election warrant for Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Motion by Ann, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Jay, discussion.
Yeah, I was just wondering, I know Savoy's the first going to vote on it tonight. Do you know how many other communities will be coming forward prior to when we're going to possibly have this election? Or, I mean, the voting on this?
There's been a lot of discussion in the newspapers and the media. Some are still trying to work out how they're going to pay this, either through their budgets, existing budgets, or to go to town meeting and to a vote like we're doing. So All we know is Savoy's meeting this evening as a special town meeting. That's all we have right now.
Okay, so we don't know like the other 8 communities. Well, we know about ours if it goes that far, so we
Right.
don't know.
Tammy, unless you have a timeline. I figured, if you don't have it, we don't have it.
So we have a motion and a second, right? All right, any other discussion, further discussion? Christine?
Question, what is the cost for running this special election?
Roughly $6,000.
Thank you.
Hopefully, it'll be less than that, but
Okay. Any other questions? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, none. Unanimous decision. Thank you.
okay, can I keep talking?
You sure can.
Because it has to do with the election. Now that you've approved that, I just want to let everybody know that the ballots are here. Absentee and early voting ballots are here. If you apply for an absentee ballot and an early voting ballot and you checked all in the box, you will be receiving these ballots in the mail soon. They just came in today, so we have not had a chance to get them out, but we will as soon as possible. If you're unsure, if you checked all on the absentee ballot application or the early voting application, please feel free to give our office a call, and we will be more than happy to check for you and let you know if you'll be receiving a ballot in the mail. If you didn't vote in the May election, you're still more than willing to, you can go online. I will have all this information online. You can request an absentee ballot. You can fill out the application, get it into our office, and we'll get it out to you as soon as possible. And the same thing for the early voting. Also, you can just go online, and you can actually do it through the Secretary of State's office. It's really quick. You go in, you ask for it, we see it pop up on our state computer, and we just mail you a ballot. It's as easy as that. Voter registration will end on Saturday, October 25th. Yes, Town Hall will be open just in my office so that we can register anybody to vote if they are not already registered. If you're not sure and you want to vote in this particular election and you're not sure if you are registered to vote, please feel free to call my office and we will be more than happy to let you know. I'll probably be back in 2 weeks to just go over all of this again. Sorry for repeating myself so much, but it's an important election, just as all elections are important, and we want to get all of our voters out there if they want to come out and vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Next on the agenda, on the new business, is to discuss and vote on Susan B. Anthony proceeds going forward and distributing funds.
I'm going to recuse myself from it. I was on the committee and I was an instrumental fundraiser.
Okay, thank you, Jim. Okay, as many of you know, there was a Susan B. Anthony committee that was put together to raise funds for the, one of the reasons was for the statue that was completed in our town common. They also planned on having many other events, including a parade and possibly fireworks, and also monies for future maintenance of the statue and some other things that they identified at the time. And they did very well in fundraising. The communities really did come out and support this Susan B. Anthony celebration and the sculpture that was completed, and we had the Lieutenant Governor here, and it was a great day. And however, COVID hit, and that changed everything where the events were not held, and everything pretty much came to a stop with the committee. The money that they still had after the statue itself and any other items that they did in support of this was $84,667.62. So the treasurer of that committee has held on to the funding in a bank, asking what should we do with this funding since COVID has put a stop to all of their activities. And we've been, we finally did get the check, so now the board can discuss this. We have the money, and it went to our town treasurer, per our town legal counsel. And I'm not sure if we're going to be voting this evening, but in your packets is a description of the items that the board itself felt should be covered with the remaining funds. And we have the letter, it was from Attorney St. John, our former town council, and he wrote an email to Kelly, and I might as well read this to you. Dear Kelly, encloses a check payable to the town of Adams in the amount of $84,667.62, representing the balance of the proceeds held by the ASCCC, also known as the Susan B. Anthony Committee. In accordance with the opinion of Town Council Jeffrey Blake, this money is to be used as follows. And he took a quote from Jeff Blake's response. In my opinion, maintenance of the Susan B. Anthony statue, as well as funding events and educational programming focused on women's issues, may be consistent with the donor's intent of the gifted funds as it directly aligns with the purpose of the ASCCC. This seems especially so given that the ASCCC received comments from the donors suggesting these future uses. I am less familiar with the President McKinley's connection to Susan B. Anthony, and hosted her at the White House. If a connection can be made to the donor's intent for the funds, in my opinion, there is likely no issue with using these funds to maintain the William McKinley statue. Again, as this was suggested use from the donors, it weighs in favor of using the funds in that way. This was signed by Attorney St. John with a statement from our attorney, Jeff Blake. So when I talked to Jeff Blake, and he has provided a lot more information here, and that the board will be making the decisions on the requests that come forward. If we agree that they line up with the Susan B. Anthony Committee's recommendations going forward. And the William McKinley statue question that came up was also take care of that statue with these funds. So that's the reason that was brought up. They also brought up the William McKinley statue, which could use some maintenance to it, and the town hasn't provided funding in recent budgets to do that. So that was another item that donors who have provided money would like to see in the future. So we need to set up the board, in my opinion, and the board can discuss and make their own determination. But I think we need to work with Jeff Blake and have a policy drawn up, and that we have a first reading as soon as we can, and have more discussion on this, and also what the requests were in regards to spending where these funds should go. And then have the second reading and make it a policy, and then we will make the decisions as they come in, or whatever process we deem necessary to be able to make those decisions. So a discussion with the board, I don't think we need to vote anything tonight, unless we have to vote to accept the funds, but they were provided to the town treasurer. And determine and decide that we should have a policy generated, have readings, and have that the way we move forward on these $86,000 plus dollars, $84,000 plus dollars. Okay.
You should vote to accept the funds.
So we should vote to accept the funds. Thank you. All right. So first, let's do that. We did receive the funds from the treasurer, and we should vote to accept.
I'll make a motion to accept $84,667.62 from the Adams Suffrage Centennial Celebration Committee to be placed in an account for the, I guess, Adams Suffrage entities, whatever.
Recommendations?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't have a name for that account.
Okay, name of the account.
But I would like it to stay in its account, is really what I'm trying to state.
Understood. Motion by Christine, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ann. Any further discussion on acceptance of those funds?
I'd just like to say, I think it's really important that the donors have the ability to have that say. So I think that's really important that they brought that forward to us. And we'll definitely try to honor that request as best we can.
Good point. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, none, unanimous. Okay, so does the board want to?
Do you want a motion on writing a policy, developing a policy?
Give us the direction to go to our legal counsel to give us a draft, and we can take it from there.
I'll make a motion that a policy is developed with regard to the funds raised by the Adams Suffrage Centennial Celebration Committee and how they can be expended.
Motion by Christine, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Ann, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, none, unanimous decision. All right, thank you.
Go get Joe.
Yep.
Yep.
These seats are so low for me, it's like, I feel like I'm in a little riding car up there.
So we lost our town administrator?
Said she'd be
All right.
right back.
Okay, thank you. All right, we can move forward. All right, next is new business item F, acknowledge receipt of and discuss response to open meeting law complaint from Kathy Foster dated September 17, 2025, and received by the town on September 17, 2025, against the Board of Selectmen, and this is in your packets. And it states the Adams Board of Selectmen have violated the open meeting law by failing to timely review and approve executive session minutes. Okay, then there's the usual information after that, and then the recommendations that we normally receive. So it's the, go back and state that it's in regards to the Adams Board of Selectmen failing to timely review and approve executive session minutes. I would request, this is our regular town council, so I would request a recommendation to send to town council for review and response.
I'll make a motion that we acknowledge the receipt of an open meeting law complaint from Kathy Foster dated September 17, 2025, and received by the town on September 17, 2025 against the Board of Selectmen, and forward to town legal counsel for their determination.
Okay, we have a motion by Jay. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Christine. Any final discussion?
Yeah, I just kind of wonder, is there a set time that they have to, respond to this? It seems like when we have these, they go on for such a long time. I don't understand, is it lack of personnel, or so many are being done throughout the state? It just doesn't seem like there's any quick resolution to them.
Great.
There is a timeline on the website for OML, so like, they do have a certain period of time that they have to respond, then there's a
Right.
cooling off period. There's
right.
also a time where the complainant can file an appeal, then there's another cooling off period. It could take up to 10 months to clear them.
Yeah, I didn't know about the cooling off period.
Okay, so where we are, did we vote that yet?
Everyone, we have a second?
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, none, unanimous decision. The next item is the chair has reviewed executive session minutes and released all matters that have been closed. Those were for the dates of January 15th, 2025, and April 16th, 2025. Those were signed off by me, and where they posted, town clerk, they were posted for the public to review. Okay. Next, H, review and approve permit application to place sign on public way for the holiday farmers market in November and December. Is there anything you'd like to add? We good?
See. Yeah, it's just for the holiday farmers market. I was just making sure we covered everything that was on the request.
Okay, what is the board's pleasure?
I'll make a motion that we approve the permit application to place sign on a public way for the holiday farmers market in November and December. It looks like location assignment would be Town Common, Town Hall lawn, Library lawn, Visitor Center lawn, and Memorial Park east and west.
Okay, we have a motion by Jay. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ann. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous decision. Okay, that's it for new business. Next, under appointments, discuss and appoint an alternate delegate to the Berkshire Regional Planning Commission. And I've included my email in the packet. I have been the alternate delegate for, I would say, at least 10 years now. The delegate for the Berkshire Regional Planning Commission is a member of the Planning Board. The Planning Board votes on a delegate, and the selectmen vote on the alternate for our community. And normally, it's a member of the Board of Selectmen. And it is that way for most communities in the county as the alternate delegate. So the delegate is at the meeting, the Berkshire Regional Planning Commission meeting, they vote. If they're not, the alternate can vote and speak. So I've done that for many years, and I believe it's time to have someone else have all the fun. And I'll just read the email. I sent this email to our chairman, Malcolm Fick. Effective immediately, I will be stepping down from the Berkshire Regional Planning Commission Executive Committee, Adams' alternate designee to the BRPC, and the Berkshire Tomorrow Board of Directors. So I was a member of the Executive Committee, which is like a board of directors for the Berkshire Regional Planning Commission. And again, around 10 years, I don't have the exact number, but that was appointed to that by the Berkshire Regional Planning Commission Executive Committee, so that's not something we vote on. And the other one is the Berkshire Tomorrow Board of Directors. I have been a member of the board. We make decisions in regards to grants and other things in the county. So I'm going to step down from that also. But hopefully, when we appoint somebody, that they'll start to work their way back into those positions. So Adams has a seat at the table, which we've had for over a decade now. I have retired from General Dynamics, and some of you may see me at the coffee shops coming up complaining about the town. But I'm going to be focusing my time on my grandchildren, which I now have 4, and I'm retired, and that's where my mind is going lately. And I just thanked everyone. And so I was appointed, I think in June, as the alternate delegate by this board. So we will need someone to volunteer or a nomination to replace me as the alternate delegate.
Is that something we can do tonight?
I believe so.
Because I would, Jay seems to be what I think the best choice. I mean, I'm not, no, you can wait to see if it fits into your schedule or whatever.
While you think about that,
Yeah.
John, I don't want it to go unnoticed. You have served as an alternate for BRPC, and you have been a consistent presence on behalf of the town of Adams as that alternate. Because our designee may have changed, from year to year, but you've been consistent. You've also served as their chair for BRPC, which I am grateful that you took those roles on and that you were representing the town in that way. And big congratulations on your retirement and all of the grandchildren. But please don't sit at a coffee shop and complain. Please sit at a coffee shop and talk about all the wonderful things going on.
Thank you.
Now, Jay.
Thank you.
I will echo Christine's statements there, John. Thank you for all the time you served on the BRPC, because it was definitely beneficial for Adams to have someone at the table for sure. And I will happily volunteer to step in your shoes and continue that role for the town.
Thank you, Jay, and it is time for a change. I can't go on forever. I found that out recently when you turn my age. So, Joe, did you make a motion to,
Well, let's see what my motion would be. What was the statement there that we, gonna be,
Alternate delegate.
okay, let me see, alternate delegate. I'm gonna vote for you.
It's at the bottom of page 1 on the agenda,
On the
A.
bottom of page 1, I better put my glasses on, I can probably see it. It's not Halloween, well, and I could see. Okay, I'd like to make a motion to appoint as our alternate delegate to the Berkshire Regional Planning Commission, Jay Meswar. And as part of the motion, I'd like to also thank John Duval, our chairman, for his work and time spent with the BRPC, and I think he's doing the right thing and with the grandchildren, because they're only little for a little while.
I agree, Joe. Thank you very much.
Yep.
And they're growing, they are growing quickly.
Yep.
So we have a motion by Joe. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Yeah, Ann did.
Okay, we have a second by Ann. Thank you, Jay, for taking on this role. I know you've taken on the MPO, and I think you're the right person to represent us at that level, county level. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, none, unanimous decision.
I abstain, for the
We have
record.
one abstention for the record. Okay.
No, you were a willing participant.
I was.
Okay.
Okay, appointments, item B, discuss and appoint a temporary building inspector. Holly?
So I respectfully submit the name Brian Duval as the temporary building inspector. Brian has been working as a certified building official for the past 18 years and is currently the commissioner for the towns of Dalton, West Stockbridge, Savoy, and Cheshire. He is also the alternate for Richmond and Lanesboro. He previously worked as the local inspector for the city of Pittsfield for 6 years. Brian has agreed to serve as temporary building inspector for the town of Adams while we conduct the search for a permanent building commissioner. I ask you to appoint Brian Duval as temporary building inspector and authorize me to finalize the remaining details such as hour and pay.
Just to, for the record, I did go on Ancestry, the last name of Duval. There's a lot of Duvals, as you may all know. He is a second cousin, so he's not immediate family, as per Massachusetts general law, for the record. And I don't think I've ever met him, maybe I have, but I will soon, right? Hopefully. Okay, board discussion.
Yeah, Holly, obviously you reached out, I'm sure, to a number of people, and it seems like Brian's got a lot on his plate. He's willing to take on the town of Adams in a
He is.
temporary role here. Okay, and is there any confirmed, oh, never mind. Yeah, the hours and pay at the end, yes, sorry.
Yeah, I was
That's not
surprised
hard.
to hear. I was under the assumption that Jerry was doing Savoy and Cheshire no? Huh.
Joe, he was at one
Was at
time.
one
Yeah,
time.
okay,
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
I'll make a
I'll make a
motion
motion.
to appoint Brian Duval as temporary building inspector, pending the negotiated hours and pay with the town administrator, or the acting town administrator.
Motion by Christine, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ann, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, none, unanimous decision. That takes care of appointments. Licensing, we've already taken care of. There is one announcement, new rates for Community Choice Power Supply Program. Holly?
So October 1st, they'll be mailing out to everyone a postcard letting us know the new rate for its Community Choice Power Supply Program through its new electricity supplier, First Point Power. The town's new aggregation rates are fixed for all rate classes for 36 months, November 2025 to November of 2028, as follows. The important one is the standard is going from .15051 down to .13750. So it's gone down a little bit, so it's good news. It meets the Mass Renewable Energy requirements. So you'll be getting, if you're a resident of, or using this, if you're a member of, I'm having difficulty with my words tonight. If you're part of the Community Choice Power Supply Program, you will be receiving a postcard from them to let you know of the rate changes. We just wanted to let you know it was happening.
Okay. Any discussion on that? So we got involved with this several years ago. I think there were more than one community that were working together to work on lower electrical rates. So we recently finished up on a 3-year agreement that everyone in town is part of this program unless you opt out. And you'll be able to opt out again anytime. When you receive this communication, if you want to go with a different utility, which we all get those mailings and phone calls, and you can do that. So everyone is part of this program, and it's a good thing. The price is going down, and we've been paying some pretty high electric bills lately, so this can only help us in the community. So, thank you. All right, so that was communication. And all we have left on the agenda is to adjourn. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion for,
Well, before you do that, I want to thank Jay for sending that little update of what's going on, and it did sound like there was some positive news possible for us. So that lot will be contingent on the federal government, because that's where BRTA gets their money for their vans and stuff. I hope it works out.
My plan is to continue to keep the board updated
Yeah.
with the MPO.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Approved it?
Yeah.
Okay.
thank you, Tammy.
Okay, so a motion to adjourn. Do we have a
I'll
motion?
make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Ann. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Jay. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
This meeting has ended, concluded.